Welcome back to the Full Force Combat podcast. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Ruairi McCarthy. How are we doing first, Rory?
All good, mate. Top of the world.
Good. Rory is fresh off the back of a terrific win. A lot of people say, I'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. And this man really does that. 24 hours notice. He flew over to Nuremberg in Germany and he got the win as well. So let's just talk about that first before we go into a bit further down the line about the grappling match that you've got coming up. Where was you when you got the phone call, and what was your first reaction? Was it just, yeah, man, get me on that flight straight away? Did you have any thinking time about it, big man?
No, we never think about it. Stephen Root, the manager, he sends a message, man, and before he really gets the second message, I'm in, whatever it is. If he's presenting it to me, then I trust that he's looking after my best interest. So if Stephen offers me something, I'm in. I just love it too much, you know.
Absolutely. And TBL in Germany, it's quite a unique promotion. Steve's fought on there himself. Is that right?
Yeah.
Steve has fought on there himself, hasn't he?
Yeah. Stephen debuted.
And he said, yeah, and he said it's one of the best promotions, if not the best, that he's fought on. And each promotion does have their own niche. But do you think that TBL can grow bigger and get better and compete alongside the likes of BKFC and BKB?
Absolutely, because they have some guys there that's former BKFC, bigger promotions, and there's a Ring Life, I think the promotion is in Germany, is another huge one, and they're sort of catching up. And they're going to be side by side with them very soon. But they're excellent guys, man. They really look after all the fighters. They pay a lot of money for getting us over and looking after us, and always top lads, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Was you well looked after? And I know you got there on fight day, so was you well looked after? All digs and all that sort of stuff, treated like royalty?
Always well looked after, yeah. It's excellent.
Love it. Let's just talk about the fight itself and your immediate feelings afterwards, because it was you go from cutting hair to cutting faces. So yeah, let's just talk about the fight itself. Bare knuckle war.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't have any idea who the guy was, but they're saying he was a very well known fighter in Germany from Hamburg. So we jumped in, man. There was no build up to this. There was no there couldn't be any nerves or anything, you know. It was very strange how straightforward it was, how comfortable it was. And so we got in there, and I was just trying to measure up, looking for the jab. And I knew if I threw the right hand, it would have been in within his distance, because it was measuring it was very, very accurate measurement of his reach. So we tried to find the jab, and we were going to open him up with a jab and then fire with the right hand once we caught him. But the jab done the job. He went down, and he decided he didn't want to fight then. He didn't want to answer the 10 count, you know.
Absolutely. Well, they say, don't they? A good jab can take you all the way around the world, and this time it's Germany on 24 hours notice, which is absolutely fantastic. But Rory, I just want to go a little bit further back for those that don't know, and any of my followers that don't know. What's your combat sports background? Where did it all start for you, big
man? Long time ago. I'm talking maybe 14 years. I kind of started delving into the world of MMA. Michael Bisping and Dustin Poirier and the likes got me interested. So I found a gym that was close around where I lived, and it was a relatively new sport in our area. And I thought, this is a bit of me, you know. So we jumped in there, spent about 5 years on amateur MMA, done a lot of judo. We were based on judo, grappling, freestyle wrestling. So we've done a lot of tournaments and have quite a few medals for placements on freestyle wrestling, no-gi jiu-jitsu, and judo. So we have a lot of experience there on the grappling side of things. I kind of left that behind as I got a bit older. Ligament damage and whatnot, you know, I don't want to. It's very precarious when you go grappling at this age, you know. So, yeah, but we were out for a few years. I picked back up again on the boxing. And that's where I took it from there. I moved over to Liverpool then beside Stephen Rook. Got in Derry Matthews' gym with my coach, Stephen Ferguson, and we've just been grinding, man, taking every fight we can, you know. I think we've done maybe 13 fights in the last 3 years. So we're staying quite busy. I want to take every opportunity that I can because, you know, I'm running out of time. So I'll say yes to everything, you know.
Absolutely. Everybody has wears and tears, but that time out, what was the motivation to get over to Liverpool and give it another go?
It was really just to catch up with Steve and the guys, get over to Liverpool and thought, let's jump in and try this white collar stuff. It was an unlicensed boxing match against Danny Ledbetter. Sparked a few good friendships, but I messed it up. I came over and kind of drunk a few beers and whatnot, and Danny beat me. And I thought, no, you know what, I got to fix that. So I started taking it seriously then, and I went down the unlicensed route for a while. And it got us some opportunities. It set us up a nice little network of people in the UK, you know. So we know quite a few guys now, especially around Europe. But that's where it started, was a little unlicensed fight on a show in Liverpool.
Absolutely. Now, it's getting on the pop can always be everybody's downfall, but at least you turned it around and you've been honest about that. So what are your motivations to compete, Rory? What gives you the drive to get up every day and go to work and then go to the gym?
I just love combat sports so much, man. And I look at people doing things and I think, I wonder, can I do that? And I want to prove to myself if I can do it. I wanted to see if I was comfortable in a bare knuckle fight, so we took a bare knuckle fight. We got there. I thought, I want to see if I can do that again. I want to see if the comfort in there was real, and it's just got easier and better with every fight. So, you know, I've put some expectations on where I want to be, and I have to make myself get there. And once we reach the goal, we have a new goal. Once we reach that goal, we have another.
Absolutely. So, from your own perspective, how much are you appreciative of your own growth since you've really started to snowball, as it seems now, getting more and more opportunities and wins on 24 hours notice?
Yeah, I'm actually very proud of myself, man. This week, I'm just on top of the world, you know, especially because of the 24-hour thing. It wasn't a big, stressful thing. Like, people think it was a crazy thing to do. Like, I didn't realize the magnitude of the fight that I was getting into, but, you know, either way, it's there. But, yeah, I can't remember what the rest of that question was.
We were just talking about the growth, but I'll flip it on a dime quickly. So with the growth and, like you said, taking more and more opportunities, is there any goals and ambitions that you do have, Rory, within any field, within the gloved, the no gloved, or maybe the new hybrid that's just been sanctioned?
Yeah, well, I tried the hybrid before. I had a really good fight, got butchered. You know, it was a war. But bare knuckles my thing. Bare knuckles where I'm comfortable, you know, and you know, every time I touch somebody with a bare hand, man, they go down, they feel it, you know, and usually they don't want to fight then after they feel it, but it just seems like it's my thing, you know. No gloves. We'll go back in the gloves, we get in the gym and we're sparring with 16 ounce, man. It's just not the same, you know. But the freedom and the accuracy and the speed that comes with a bare knuckle, man, it's excellent, you know.
Yeah, it's the fighting Irish that's talking inside of you there, Mucko. Let me tell you, that's what it is.
So my mum raised me with a big honest heart, you know. So
yeah, I love it. So out of all the grappling and the MMA and the boxing, is it safe to say that bare knuckle is your go-to? That's the one that gives you the biggest thrill.
That's it, yeah. Because there was a long time I felt like I was on events thinking, you know, like imposter syndrome. I'm like, how have I got here? I shouldn't be standing alongside these killers from Chechens, Russians, Ukrainians, you know. I'm like, how have I got here? You know, we've pulled this off, but now I'm starting to feel like I deserve to be where I am, you know. So we put the work in to get there. I feel comfortable enough that I am where I am now, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you go and get big wins like that on 24 hours notice, and like you said, you didn't realize the magnitude of it. Do you think that would help in the future if you were to do that again? Just not pay attention to the opponent. It's just a fight. You just going into a fight, and if that's how you see it, then you can get the best out of yourself, can't you?
We try and keep it that way, especially with my coach Stephen Ferguson. It's just a body in front of you, you know. And if bare knuckles, it's quite it's common for people to pull out and rematch and, you know, change fights around. So you don't really vision a face or a body, you know. It's just a person. We're going to do the same with that person, maybe slightly different things. But we're just going to do the same with this guy we've done with the last guy and the last guy, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're not just throwing fists. You are back out grappling in about 8 or 9 days' time. You talked about wears and tears. So how was your body feeling? How's this training camp, so to speak, been looking for you?
Yeah, it's all good. I've just been kind of floating for a while. I started camp recently, a few weeks back, for something that's coming up in the future. We'll talk about again. But yeah, I seen there was an opportunity on this card for a grappling match. I thought, I'll bet it's still there. Like, you know, the grappling, I really enjoy grappling. Hopefully the injuries, all my old injuries are starting to come back up on me now. I'm 35. It's, you know, my ligament damage in my knees, my rotator cuffs, my bicep tendons. I had a lot of injuries, and now the older I get, I start to feel them all coming back again. So we just have to work through it, and hope we can get through it with no injuries.
Absolutely. Is there anything that you do methodically, Rory? Like, do you like have any supplements, or like CBD, or any anything, just anything like that, just to help you ease any pains on the wears and tears and stuff?
No, not yet. I've just kind of been soldiering through it all. But we're talking about trying ashwagandha, trying a little bit of something that boosts the testosterone as well. Because my age, I can feel it starting to dip, you know. So I think ashwagandha is the way to go with this, you know. I've heard a lot of good words about it, a lot of good stuff on it.
Yeah. Shilajit and lion's mane and all that sort of stuff. It's the go-to. So more on the card. It's a historic card for the hybrid side because it's the first worldwide sanctioned one. And you've just mentioned a previous opponent, Danny Ledbetter, who is fighting on the card. Will you have one eye on that fight, hoping that maybe you can revisit it down the line in the 4-ounce gloves, maybe? Would you fancy that?
I don't know. Me and Danny kind of jokes about it because we're on the same team, Undeniable. And we joke about doing the rematch because I wasn't ready at that time or whatever. But honestly, I think our interests are in front with bigger opponents, like, you know.
Mm.
I don't know if we'll ever go down the route again for the rematch. We'll see.
So with opportunities in the bare knuckle side, because that's where you solely really want to operate. I know that to TBL, great promotion and stuff, but say if BKFC or BKB both offered you a contract now at the same time on the table, which one would you take and why?
I'm not too sure which one, because we would have to measure up. You know, we'd have to compare which one's the better one. But honestly, either one would be an absolute honor just to be in a conversation with those two promotions, you know. So if any one of them came at me with an opportunity, I definitely would take it. I don't have a preference which one, because they're both massive shows. I would just be proud to get on either of them, you know.
Absolutely. Well, if you keep producing on 24 hours notice, then they're going to become calling soon. People will be coming calling, especially when you're producing such a brilliant performance as well on the short notice. Rory, before we leave it tonight, a lot of work goes in behind the scenes. You mentioned Steve Rook there, who's an absolutely top fella. And any other gym partners that you would like to shout out, any sponsors and stuff like that, anybody that helps behind the scenes for you?
So somebody's jumped on, helped me with a sponsorship, was Joe Mullen, Joker Tattoo out of Belfast. He works on Royal Avenue. I really want to start pushing his brand because he's given me an opportunity to help. Odin's Barbershop in Coleraine, Josh Anderson's another guy that's jumped on and helped me, and these guys don't realise how much they've helped me. Stephen Ferguson, my coach, Stephen Rook, the manager, all the guys on Undeniable. Everybody's pushing forward and everybody's making efforts to land fights and do their best. So I'm proud of everybody. Everybody's on high at the minute, you know. Especially Andy Patterson. Andy Patterson is an absolute animal. I'd say they're saying it's the greatest fight on TBL's ever seen at the weekend. Big shout out to Andy, because that was great viewing that on the weekend. I bet that was an honour to share a card with a friend of such a high caliber as well, isn't it? I'm so proud, man. I've been sitting watching the clips at home when I got back, and I was just laughing like a maniac at how crazy those guys are, like, you know. It's really exciting stuff, you know. We're all doing well, so I'm proud of everybody on the team.
I love it. The energy is I can feel it. I can feel the energy. It's good. Now everybody knows what to expect when you're throwing fists, but what can people expect when you're on the mat rolling around in 10 days' time? What can the fans expect on the 27th, Rory?
I'm going to try and go for a quick finish. I have in mind. I have a couple of go-to submissions that I like to use back in the days, and they're still there. I still have the technique. So we're just going to take it to the floor and get them out of there as soon as possible.
I love it. Now, your man don't want to come on for interview, so do you have, I know it's only a grappling match, but it's still combat, so do you have a message for him ahead of fight night?
No, mate. All the best. I hope we both come out of this without any injuries, and it'll be another friend added to the list, you know. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about, innit? Adding all opponents turn into friends, don't they?
Absolutely.
Great be all and end all. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Rory, thank you very much for taking the time out today. Pleasure to chat to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. Appreciate it.
Take care, man. Thank you.
See you later. Bye.
See you later.